What's up, marketers? This is going to be a different type of video today, and there's no reason why you would know this, but a part of my process when creating YouTube videos is I actually put a lot of time and effort into the scripts that I write, you guys, because I really want my content to be clear and easy to follow, and especially the tutorials, because I truly do create the type of content that I do because it's the type of content that I wish I had when I first started off as a media buyer. But today is going to be a bit of a freestyle, and what I want to talk about today are just my casual observations and predictions for how media buying is going to change in 2022. So imagine you are sitting with me at my apartment and we are drinking tea and whiskey, and we are just gonna hang out and chat about paid social, Facebook ads, TikTok ads, creative, all the things. So let's go ahead and get started. So my first prediction, which I feel like is kind of an obvious statement, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it anyways, is that I think that in order to be good in media buying in 2022, you're just gonna have to be a good marketer. And I know this is obvious, but frankly, the technical stuff is becoming less and less important. I remember back in 2017 when I had my own business and I was in the ads platform every day, I would constantly launch and relaunch different targeting and different audiences almost every single day. And that was truly the lever that I was pulling to get performance out of the ad platform. And frankly, that worked back then. I'd probably only change out the creative like once a month, if that. And frankly, that is truly not the case anymore. What I'm doing a lot of these days is changing out the messaging, the primary text, the headlines, and of course the actual creative assets. Now, one of my media buying friends, Cody, he actually said something that I related to a lot in his newsletter, which you guys really do need to subscribe to this thing. I read everything that he posts on Twitter and everything that he posts in his newsletter. There's really good stuff if you're a media buyer. But what he said in his most recent dispatch about the exact Facebook ad structure and strategy that he's using for 2022 is that he thinks of himself more as a marketer than a media buyer. And I relate to that a lot. I used to think that media buying was a thing that you could hack your way through or optimize your way through. And I really feel that right now it's become so much more nuanced and so much more creative. And yes, there are certain metrics, and it is important to know how to read those metrics, but I think it's even more important to empathize with your customer and learn how to communicate with them. It's truly this thing right here that's the most important, which means turning on your marketer brain. A lot. Now, the next prediction that I have for 2022 is that Facebook or Meta is going to continue to automate itself, and it's going to continue to phase out certain targeting options. I think we've already seen a lot of this over the last few months now that Facebook is starting to phase out its detailed targeting expansion, as well as earlier this month when it started to phase out several targeting options. So if you don't know, starting January 19th, Facebook is actually going to be phasing out certain targeting options as it relates to sexual orientation, health causes, religious practices and groups, and political beliefs and social issues. Now, I believe that you still are going to be able to target these people, but you're gonna have to use your creative to do so, and you're not gonna be able to actually call out those personal attributes, because that is one thing that Facebook does not like, and they'll definitely disapprove your ad and maybe even ban you from the platform if you continue to be doing things like that. We have to think a lot more about who these people are underlying these certain issues, which again is why you need to be a good marketer. It's why you need to have a lot of empathy, which is why you have to think a lot about the psychology of the customer that you're trying to sell to and you're trying to understand. My third prediction for 2022 is that TikTok is going to be even more important. Now, I think that in 2020 and 2021, we saw how important TikTok style creatives were to even the Facebook ads platform and Instagram, and being able to replicate that. We saw the addition of Reels to Instagram, for instance, which was TikTok's competitor. And I think that now in 2022, something that I actually really want to focus on is figuring out how to make TikTok ads work. If I'm being honest, yes, I have seen a little bit of success here and there with TikTok ads, but nowhere near the same success that I have seen on Facebook or Instagram. But I actually think that this is a weakness on myself as a media buyer, and frankly, just something that I haven't put enough time into to concentrate on, since I've been so focused on the creative part of it. And I think that that actually is a huge part of TikTok ads, is being able to develop that TikTok creative and being able to communicate to people on TikTok. TikTok really does have a huge opportunity in 2022, especially since some of the more older demographics are the ones that are growing the most in terms of usage on the platform. So this is definitely a platform that you don't want to sleep on, and you definitely want to be testing out more in 2022. I know I will. It's a massive priority for me and my team to figure out how to make it work and make it scale for more of our clients. This is also why I'm super excited, because my friend Savannah Sanchez is going to be coming out with a TikTok ads course in the next few months. Sorry, Savannah, I know you haven't quite launched it yet, but I'm very excited. Literally, I will be the first person to buy that thing. So be sure to follow her on Twitter so that you can know when that course launches, because I will be taking it right alongside with you guys. Now, the fourth prediction that I have is that brands are going to continue to partner with creatives to create ads and create content for their brands. I think something that I saw a lot more in 2021 is that more and more brands are starting to whitelist their ads using creators. And I've even heard of a few brands that are using this as their biggest strategy on Facebook and Instagram, and even on TikTok, which is called Spark Ads. So I think that in 2022, this sort of market is going to continue to grow a lot more, and we're going to start to learn a lot more about what types of creators and what types of influencers, and ultimately what types of content these creators are using and developing to sell on Facebook and Instagram, and what's going to be the most effective. It's something that I'm actually really passionate about building out on Thesis, and about developing those personal relationships with creators, because I think that this is going to be even more and more important moving into 2022. If you're interested in me creating a video about whitelisting and about our Thesis approach to whitelisting, be sure to give me a comment below so that I can create that content. I haven't actually heard too many requests about that type of content from you guys. I do think it's really important, and I do use that strategy quite a bit at Thesis, but I want to make sure it's content that you guys actually want to see, so be sure to let me know in the comment below. The fifth prediction that I have for 2022 is something that I'm really excited about. In fact, if I didn't already have an established career as a director of growth at Thesis, or as a media buyer, as a creative, this is what I do. My prediction is that the UGC creator market is about to explode. Being able to create good and effective UGC content, number one, it's not easy to source, to come by, and even though it is a little easier to create yourself, if you are a founder or a business owner, or you're a head of growth, or you're managing a marketing team, you don't always have time to create this type of content, which is now why I see lots of UGC businesses starting to pop up. And honestly, it's a really good idea. And if I was restarting my career, this is exactly what I would do. So what I essentially see right now is some people are starting to develop UGC style agencies or UGC creator style brands. And honestly, it's a really good idea, because there is a huge need right now for brands and for agencies to partner with people that actually know what they're doing. Now, I have used several types of platforms like Trend.io, B-roll, and hashtag paid. And these are really good platforms to start if you are looking for UGC style content. But to be honest, if you want to have really elevated creative and really elevated UGC, and frankly, UGC that converts and lasts and is a winning ad, you have to partner with people that really know what they're doing and frankly do it every day and have a lot of knowledge about what type of content actually performs on these platforms. So I've even started partnering with a lot of these people who are creating these UGC style agencies, and it's been working better than a lot of these other platforms, which, to be frank, I still use some of these other platforms because we need tons of content at Thesis, in addition to the stuff that I create. So really, though, I'm super excited about this UGC creator market that is starting to bubble up. So I would actually encourage media buyers, frankly, we all in some ways do this for money, right? And if you're really interested in Facebook ads and media buying as a means to make money, I would highly consider actually just doing UGC, because it's a lot less of a headache than having to deal with platforms and optimizations that are always going up and down and are largely out of your control. Whereas the creative is something that your output on creative is something that you can always control. You can always control how that's going to look as long as you have the skill set and you know what to develop. So this is a thing that I'm really excited about, and I am excited to see more people start UGC style brands and businesses. So these are my predictions for 2022. Sorry if it was like a little bit scatterbrained. Like I said, it's like we're just hanging out. But if you agree or disagree with any of these 5 points, be sure to hit me up in the comments below. Let me know what your perspective is. And if you have another 2022 style media buying prediction for this year that I didn't hit on, be sure to let me know in the comments or on Twitter, where I am very active. And that's it. I will see you guys next time. Bye.